Hello, welcome to the American Business Podcast. I'm Kevin Devecioglu, your host. I'm welcoming you the American Business Podcast, episode 88. We are getting closer to episode 100. That's our goal for this year. And we are getting closer in each episode. And quote of the day. As you know, we have a great partnership with missionstatements.com, and we get great help and support from them to share the quote of the day with you. The only place success comes before work is in the dictionary. That is the quote of the day. And today's number is 3. Consumer prices rose 3% in the US in September 2025. We have a great guest today. We'll talk about different subjects, individual change, continuous improvement, and other popular subjects in business world today. Let's invite our guest to our virtual stage and let's get the conversation started. Hello, Curtis. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for having me this morning.
It is my pleasure. Thank you very much for being with us on this Friday. How are you? How is your week going so far?
So far, so good. You know, just some of the regular challenges we most business individuals have. You know, you get that call, or you have that email, or you get something that has to kind of divert your time. But at all end of the day, it's just a great day's work. You know.
Okay. Yes, that's great. I like the energy. So that's really motivational. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Well, as a start, would you please introduce yourself and your organization briefly to our audience and to our listeners?
Sure. I'm Curtis McCullum. I am the president and founder of Bespoke Human Potential Coaching. And I am the founder and the creator of the mindset of what we call legit mindset, which is learning, growing, expanding, and transforming. I help CEOs, founders, and entrepreneurs like you actually figure out or eliminate the blind spots that's been blocking you, that's been stopping you from actually reaching those goals and those dreams. I use a lot of rapid transformation tools like neurolinguistic programming. I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist, and I also use mental and emotional release so that you can have greater income, clarity, peace, so that your clients, you can live with the best version of yourselves without burnout and sabotage.
I appreciate it. Well, can you tell us about your career path a little bit over the years, how your career path unfolded, how it has shaped over the years?
Yeah, well, I started about 35 years ago plus when I went into sales because I wanted to become a motivational speaker. So I studied all the greats at that time. It was Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Tom Hopkins, because I wanted to become a sales trainer and a motivational speaker. And so I went into sales in financial services. So when I first started, I said, well, I got to prove that I can utilize the materials that I'm actually going to be teaching. So I stood up in front of my cohort. I never sold financial services in my life. And I said, hey, I'm going to be number one, and this is going to be my number one speech. Well, I did that. And 18 months later, I became number one. But I didn't become a motivational speaker or trainer. I stayed in that path for about 35 years. About 6 years ago, I was in a position to retire. And me and my wife was looking. I had all these certifications and stuff. She says, well, what do you want to do? Won't you do what you've always wanted to do? That's teach, coach, and motivate individuals and help them have life transformations. And that's when we started Bespoke Human Potential Coaching.
Yeah, this is an exciting story. Can you tell us about your day-to-day work? You work with different professionals with different backgrounds, from my understanding. How is your day-to-day work? What are the exciting and challenging parts of your work on daily basis?
Well, basically, one of the most challenging parts of most entrepreneurs' days is making sure that their calendar stays filled. Like and with the people. That's one of the challenging things. The things that I do most and I do best is actually help individuals change their lives. I mean, quickly. We do what I call, usually when I bring on a new client, we do a 1 day mindset reset where we actually figure out all the things that's actually blocking them from becoming the best version of themselves, and then get rid of them within minutes. And so in the first 3 hours, this client has a clean slate. They have their soul's been tilled. Now we can lay a strong foundation so that they can actually take the next steps.
Can you expand on individual change? So, what are the steps, or what is the best approach for an individual, especially for a professional, to um, change himself or herself, to better himself or herself towards his or her goals, professional or personally? Can you walk us through a little bit, if that's okay?
Yeah, sure. But there's a couple of ways. Obviously, you can always hire me, and I can walk you through it. But
That's great.
if you're on your own, the first thing I tell all individuals is, number one, acknowledge that there is a problem. Acknowledge the fact that I have a challenge. I have a fear of making a call. I feel like I'm not motivated. So now but listen to my verbiage, guys. I'm not saying that I'm not motivated. I am not motivated. I'm not saying that I am sad. I am fearful. I said I have a feeling of sadness or feeling. So basically, I'm acknowledging a challenge, but I'm not owning it as an identity. So once we acknowledge it, and I tell CEOs and founders all the time, it's okay not to be okay, but it's not okay to pretend that you're okay and you're not. Because of the fact that when individuals pretend that they're okay and they're not okay, they are not truly acknowledging who they are, and the change can actually make. They can actually make the change. Next, what I need for you to do is allow your body to actually go into what I call a parasympathetic nervous system. You ignite the parasympathetic nervous system by taking some deep breathing and allowing yourself and knowing that you're safe. Then ask yourself the right questions. What is it that I need to be doing right now to make the change? What is it I need to learn from what I'm doing currently? How can I make these changes? What I always tell people is not to utilize why questions. Why questions would take you down a rabbit hole that you maybe never get out of. Ask yourself what questions. Then once you get those what questions and how questions, then allow your subconscious mind now to give you the answers that you need to actually take the next step. The biggest challenge at that point is taking inspired action, doing something with the information that you got.
That's really motivation. Thank you for these insights. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, I like to shift our conversation one of the popular subjects in our podcast, which is the AI. How do you see the impact of AI, and especially the impact of AI on business nowadays?
Well, for me, I was introduced to AI about a year and a half ago. I mean, just truly introduced to it. And I'm telling you, it has changed my company. I can do things faster, quicker, and easier than I've ever been before. I actually, sometimes I'm talking to it, and my wife is near to me. She's like, "Hey, Curtis, you're talking to AI as though that you're talking to another person." And so it has become an arm in my company, so that now when I'm creating new material, now I can write what I want and then send it through AI so it can give me some more information in ways that I could never think of. And also, one of the things that I do for my clients, I create what I call bespoke daily mental supplements. These are meditations to help the CEOs and founders and entrepreneurs to recondition their mind. And by me sending it through AI, we create some really interesting and bespoke experiences for my clients.
Have you had any role models, any mentors in your career, especially those important individuals who help you shape your career path?
Absolutely. The one that really comes to mind is when I first got into sales. His name was Bob Coburn, and Bob Coburn was one of the guys who taught me sales. So what I used to do when I first got into financial services is that I would go out and do a presentation. I would come back to Bob, and then we would write out what I said, how I said it, and how could I do it better. And that's the guy who had the greatest impact on me in my sales career. I would probably say, as far as a mentor that I really never met personally, was Jim Rome. I love his work. Tony Robbins is one of the guys that I followed many, many years ago. Tom Hopkins, all of those guys were all mentors to me that actually helped me formulate what I do and how I do it. But the one of the things that probably most don't know is I am a certified hypnotherapist, and there was a hypnotherapist that I used to follow a lot that really kind of really helped me become who I am today.
If there is one key career lesson that you learned the hard way, what would it be?
Get rid of the blind spot. You remember I told you about when I first got into sales. I had a goal, a dream, and I manifested the fact that I wanted to become number one in the world in the company, and I did. And one of the things that happened after I accomplished that, I sabotaged. This is what happened in most business careers, is that if we meet up against a roadblock or a block that actually prevents us or actually allow us to be the person that we truly are, that thing that in our minds that says, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, how can I do this? Or is this worth it? All of those things, those doubts and those beliefs actually prevented me from actually becoming staying number one. I literally got up in front of the once I was receiving my award for becoming number one in the world, I actually left the company that time. So that was one of the biggest learning experiences I ever had. I think it's probably still now. I can still see it, see the faces on the people in the audience, because I had worked so hard to become number one. But because of limiting beliefs, because of doubts, because of negative emotions, it prevented me from actually enjoying that process.
Is there any book, a movie, a show that helped shape your career perspective?
I would say the book that I always go back to, probably almost every year, is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The philosophy and the lessons and the things that he shares in Think and Grow Rich, I noticed that my practice and what I do kind of models some of the things that he talked and he teaches in that book. So that was one book, even though it's an old book, is one of the books I always go back to, especially just to kind of just get and glean some of the learnings from that book.
Yeah, there is always that book that we like and we keep reading it, and as if like every time we read it, we learn something new
Yes.
and we still refreshing. That's very interesting and very informative when we think about it. So because I'm talking to different business professionals in different episodes, and that also gives me a great opportunity for me to learn from them. And that looks like the case. And I think that's really a good book that really resonates to us in
Right.
terms of with us in terms of what we do and what we are looking for. And that's also very motivational too.
Yes, very motivational, and teaches us some lessons on, first of all, it's talking about making a decision, right? One of the things we want to change, we have to decide. Okay, we have to come to the point in our lives and says enough is enough is enough. Usually when I work with individuals, if they come to me half-hearted, like, yeah, I want to accomplish this, but it's not that important to me, that's not the person I want to work with. I want to work with the person who has made a decision like, hey, I've tried different things. I've been working hard on this, but I still can't figure out what it is that's actually stopping me from doing it. That decision that says, okay, I'm going to do it regardless of what. I'm going to break through regardless of what. I just need some help of breaking through. That's the type of individual I really love to work with, because we make the most we have the biggest transformation and the biggest change when we have those types of individuals.
What are your biggest interest and passion outside of work?
Well, one of the things I love doing is photography. I tell people all the time I'm a amateur photographer with professional equipment. you know,
Amazing.
I I have some of the best the camera lenses and the camera bodies and things of this nature. And one of the things I love doing is going out taking some pictures and especially of landscapes and things of that nature. So there's a few of them on my site where I created just a little collage of some of the things I've taken. But one of the things I love doing besides doing what I do is when I'm just downtime is actually going out into nature, walking with my wife and kind of take pictures. That's one of the biggest things I love doing.
Yeah, that's great and very inspirational. Well, if you had a chance to go back history, personally or historically, to what time period would you like to go back and why?
Probably the one we're in right now. I mean, it's like every time period has a greatness. Everybody says this is the time period I want to be in. Well, that time was that time. And what I've learned over the years, especially with my practice, is that I'm learning to appreciate the time that I'm in because this is my time. This is my opportunity to make change. And in this lifetime, I just turned 61 a few months ago in June
God
of this
bless.
past year.
Mhm.
So I've part of my learning is the bespoke is the legit mindset of learning, growing, expanding, and transforming. And kind of what that means is that whatever we're going through, we have an opportunity to learn, and we can have an opportunity to grow and expand, and we can transform it. So when we look at challenges and look at moments, we can look at opportunities. You know, that's still the philosophy that I follow. And so think about it like this. For me, being an African American, I was born and raised in the South, in Mississippi in the 60s. But that was a challenging time. But at the same time, it was something that that allowed me to become the man I am. I knew who I was. I knew my identity. My father always taught me that I have to be stronger, better, smarter, and be more persistent and work really hard, have a great work ethic. So being in this time period made me the man that I am today.
How to stay motivated and inspired in times of challenges?
Well, and that's kind of what I do is help individuals do that, Kevin, is to now try to figure out what is it that's driving that behavior. Every time we have a feeling or emotion, number one, it's just trying to communicate with us and leave or give us a learning so that it can leave. So how I stay motivated is number one, I have the practice that I do is I formulated these modalities or I utilize modalities to help people stay motivated so that they can change their mind quickly, how they can see things and reframe situations totally different. One of the biggest challenges and one of the biggest lows of my life is when we lost our son 4.5 years ago, almost 5 years ago now. And what I teach people that is that it's okay not to be okay, but it's not okay to pretend that you're okay and you're not. So whatever feelings or emotions that's actually coming up, allow yourself to have it. Allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to go through it. Allow yourself to get the learnings from it so that it's going to communicate with you. Whatever that sadness or that feeling or not motivated, it's just trying to tell you. It could be just telling you, Kevin, I'm exhausted right now. And what we do instead of us allowing our subconscious to actually tell us what it is, we try to push it down and keep pushing forward. And we get to the point where we just burn out. But only thing it is like, hey, it's trying to say, hey, stop. Communicate. Let me tell you what's happening within you and your body so that you can actually stay motivated. So one of the things I tell, like I said before, one of the things we try to educate individuals that acknowledge it, allow yourself to feel it, allow yourself to go through it so that you can be better for it.
Yes, thank you for sharing this personal experience. I appreciate it.
You're
Truly
welcome.
appreciate it. Well, we have a mix of audience. Most of our audience are in the middle of their career journey, followed by we have senior level audience as well as next generation business professionals coming into the business world and enter into the job market. Do you have any career advice for the next generation business professionals?
I think not only the next generation, but this generation too, is that being authentic. I think what the universe and what individuals are seeking now are authentic leaders, leaders who are themselves, leaders who stand for something, leaders who have a purpose, leaders who have a drive that's authentic to who they are. So many times we try to pretend that we're someone else, and it basically people see it and feel it and sense it. Or at the same time, we do if we overuse AI so much, people see it and feel it and sense it too. So it's like still we within all the things that we have, all the technology that we have, I would say the most and the greatest thing that an individual can actually employ in their lives is being who they are. And one of the affirmations I tell myself every day is I'm looking for individuals who are looking for me, and being courteous, being authentic to who I am is more than enough. That means that I don't want everybody because everybody is not meant to be attracted to me, and that's okay. So, but I'm not going to be. I want to be authentic to who I am. I want to be courteous. I want to be. I want to be something that people are attracted to me because of who I am and the authentic person that I am.
For those who like to be in touch with you to learn more about your company, your services, and to be in touch with you, what is the best way to get in touch with you?
Well, one of the ways you can go to a bespokehumanpotentialcoaching.com. On my platform, you have all of it. I mean, you can have an opportunity to kind of read and study the science and the systems that I actually utilize. You can also kind of read a little bit more about me. Also, you can find me on YouTube. I'm on YouTube at Curtis McCullum. You see, I have a podcast called The Curtis McCullum Show. We have some podcasts here on YouTube. I'm also on LinkedIn and all the platforms, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram, all of them. The easiest and fastest way to do it, you can DM me on any of those, and you can definitely get me. And the other way definitely is through my website.
I appreciate it. I also make sure to follow your YouTube channel as well. I
I
truly
appreciate it,
appreciate it.
Kevin.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, and thank you so much for being with us in your busy schedule in this Friday afternoon. Thank you for sharing your professional wisdom and your insights with us.
Oh, you're welcome, Kevin. It was my pleasure to be a part of it, and just to be a part of your show. And I hope I can inspire, help individuals along the way.
Absolutely, it was actually very very educational, and we should definitely have part two in coming months. That'd be great.
Yep, that's great. We can kind of dip. We can dig a little bit deeper in how I actually help individuals make their changes, how quickly it is, and how actually we go through some of the processes that I go through.
Let's do that. Thank you so much for being with us, and I wish you and your family a great weekend.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much. Well, to our audience and to our listeners, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you for watching and listening with another educational, informative The American Business Podcast episode. Today we are in episode 88. As I said earlier, we are getting closer to the 100. So today is 88, and we are getting close to 100. And our goal is to definitely hit and pass 100 this year. As you know, the American Business Podcast is a young podcast, but we are growing rapidly thanks to your support and interest. And we like to have more professionals to create these educational, these informative sessions, these episodes for you. And in that sense, your feedback is very important to us. Please make sure to share your feedback either in YouTube. You can share your you can write your comments as your feedback. You can also send us an email, americanbusinesspodcast@gmail.com. We truly appreciate your feedback. Also, if you'd like to be a guest in our podcast, you can also send us an email. We use the same email address, americanbusinesspodcast@gmail.com. We're also welcoming companies, organizations, and institutions for advertising and sponsorship. You can also send us an email for advertising and sponsorship opportunities, inquiries, americanbusinesspodcast@gmail.com. As you know, we got last month we got the YouTube Silver Award because we passed 100,000 YouTube subscribers. Thank you for your support. We truly appreciate it. If you haven't done so, please go to our YouTube channel. This is our QR code right here. You can scan this. It'll take you to our YouTube channel, and you can you can subscribe and you can be one of our subscribers. And if you are feeling more generous, you can share your thoughts and put your comments in the chat box, and that'd be great. We'll truly appreciate it. And as I mentioned before, we keep updating our website, americanpodcast.tv. You like to learn more about our business podcast, you like to learn who will be our guests and what type of subjects we will be covering, you can visit our website, americanpodcast.tv. All right, what else is happening? Let's talk about our sponsors. If you are in the market for an ERP system, ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. ERP is an accounting system followed by purchasing, operations, and planning type of business operations on one platform. And if you're in the market for an ERP system, consider iTech Consulting. They are specialized in implementation, configuration, and support of SAP and Oracle ERP systems. If you scan this QR code, it'll take you to their website and you can learn more about their services. And if you get in touch with them, make sure you got their information from the American Business Podcast. And if you like to learn about Excel and other Microsoft Business software systems, consider Ms. Excel. They have a fun and engaging way of teaching these software systems. I have the QR code on the screen that you can scan, and you can learn more about their curriculum as well as their teaching catalog. And before you check out, make sure you use the discount code ABP 2025. It's coming from the American Business Podcast, and you can enjoy these discount code before you check out. We have an online business networking event. As you know, every month we get together in the American Business Podcast. We invite experts and professionals. We learn from them in the Connectional America Business Alliance online business networking events. We interact with other business professionals. Having said that, the next one is scheduled for November 21st at 10 a.m. Eastern time zone. You can scan this QR code to register. We have a limited registration available. So the cool thing about this business networking event is that you will be networking with other business professionals. At the same time, you will be live on the American Business Podcast. You will be visible to thousands of business-minded, the American Business Podcast subscribers and followers. So that's a great opportunity for you to promote your business and be in front of the line to talk about the benefits and features of your products and services and why companies choose your products and services. You can articulate and share it in more detail. I hope you join us, and we started the registrations this week. It is continuing, and as I said, it's limited seating. I hope you join us and you scan this QR code and sign up. If you're in the market for a CRM software system, consider the Marvelous CRM Software. That's an AI-powered CRM system for sales, marketing, and business development. I have the QR code on the screen that you can scan, you can learn more about, and you can subscribe to their CRM software systems for sales and marketing operations, and it comes with a 1 month free subscription. If you're in the market for a VPN system, consider IPVANISH VPN. I use IPVANISH as well. It's a solid VPN software system for safe internet usage and surfing opportunities. I have the QR code on the screen. When you scan this QR code, it'll take you to their website. You can learn more about IPVANISH VPN software system. And if you're interested, you can sign up and enjoy the benefits of IPVANISH VPN for a safe internet surfing and internet experience. All right, I think I covered all the sponsors and announcements. Oh, well, there is one more I have to say. Well, as you know, last month we started our membership program, the American Business Podcast membership program. If you'd like to learn more about it and if you'd like to support the American Business Podcast and be a member, please scan this QR code. We have a different set of different types of membership programs. It's really up to you which one you like to choose. Whichever you choose, we'll truly appreciate it. That's a support for the American Business Podcast. And you can pick the one that you like, the membership type, and you can support us, the American Business Podcast, and the team. QR code is right on the screen. I hope you join us as a member and support our podcast, the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching. I'm looking forward to having you in the next The American Business Podcast episode. The American Business Podcast is the voice of American business. Thank you very much and have a great weekend.